Okay, well, I guess we're back for another HAF Reacts. I'm Matt McDermott, and I'm here with the three other horsemen of the Hindu apocalypse. And Samir's eating, so he's not going to be hangry today. Where
No
we want,
hangry.
and Raj has got a new office behind him, a new virtual office. I wish you could customize the books. Like you could be like, this is how intellectual I want to be today.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I need like all about Hindutva, like H is for Hindutva, like how to make babies Hindu nationalists and everything.
But you're not going to have Herbert Marcuse and Franz Fanon. Okay.
I missed
Let,
that book.
okay. There's some people be like, what book is that? Oh, it's called the Bhagavad Gita. Sorry.
Tongue
We're
in
just
cheek.
tongue in cheek. Everything's tongue in cheek here, unless we're being serious. You got to figure it out. Okay, I'm going to start sharing this week. We got the theme this week is more Hindu hate and shenanigans. We'll see how long we can go with this as a theme on this show. I'm going to bring up a love letter that Suhag got. It's a love letter, yeah,
It really
I
was.
need to drink
on
for this.
Instagram, and I'm going to share this, and I'm going to read it out because it's going to be fun. And I have blacked out the person. I know who the person that sent this is. We all do, and actually was a guest on That's So Hindu. I have to do this. Fuck you guys. Once again, such toxic politics and hypocrisy. Of all the things you could be focusing on, you're going after Mamdani. You're saying he's engaged in divisive identitarian politics when that itself appears to be the only thing the HAF is actually good for. The Hindutva in America report is so correct when it comes to HAF. You're just a dumb, blunt end of the reduction of South Asian spiritual traditions. Your quote, Hinduism is just a mask your colonizer handed you that you continue to wear. Is that true, Suhak?
Absolutely. Well, just one request. Next time, please get a screenshot where I look a little better because my eyes are
Yeah, I
closed and I
can't.
look ridiculous. But I mean, unfortunately, I think this person is mentally unwell. And I mean that in all seriousness. Please go get help. But uh, I mean, I don't even know. If you want to talk about identitarian politics, this person is playing it because he's clearly not looked at any of our materials, but is just so filled with hate. I don't even know how to respond to this person anymore, especially
Okay.
because they seem to troll all of our social media, Facebook,
I get Facebook too.
Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook too.
Yeah, Facebook too. So, yeah.
No, to me, the thing is that you're right. I don't think he actually reads anything because it's the exact backwards of what we've been doing. This reduction of South Asian spiritual traditions. I can't tell you the number of times in recent weeks I've written something about the 4,000 different tribes and 300 different and unique Hindu Dharma traditions. Our whole point in the past 6 months has been like, no, we're not flattening this, and y'all are flattening it into one thing, saying Hindus believe one thing, and it's often the worst. So,
Well, the
Isn't
other
this
thing is, like, this guy, as well as, like, early on, you can't criticize any policy platforms or anything that Mamdani has said because he's Muslim. So, but then that's not identitarian to protect someone and their ideas based on their identity. But criticizing any of those ideas is identitarian. So, a little
well,
bit of
so
logical leaps required.
Yeah, I got some important stuff, but I thought I wasn't gonna be angry because I ate a little bit before, but I didn't finish my lunch, and I feel like my
uh-oh.
perfectly good plate of nachos got interrupted for dealing with this. Yes. But first of all, isn't he an academic or in the world of academia?
this
Quasi
person
maybe, or
has a PhD from Union Theological Seminary.
well, maybe that
Do they
speaks to
teach
our
that?
academic institutions these days. I said something else about it. But, yeah, it's funny because, Mamdani, first of all, has made it a huge campaign issue, or did make it a huge campaign issue to flaunt his identity all over the place and use it in slick marketing campaigns, as well as to, you know, make himself more electable for certain, interest groups. So I don't know who's being identarian or whatever it is. I hear us or him. So if we then call that out, I guess it's only fair game, correct? But
Yeah.
this guy seems to be smarter. He's got a PhD and he's got a foul mouth. So
To be fair, I actually like Zoran's logo, his font. Like, we're going to talk about this from a craft standpoint. It does look really good.
but isn't Zoran like a character from a cartoon growing? I feel like that Zoran was like
Zoran.
something. Or a
Zorro.
magician.
Zorro.
No,
I know
no.
Zorro.
No,
Like
this is like
Zoran the Great or
Older
something.
than all you guys, so it was Zorro in my time.
There's
Yeah,
some.
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. His logo kind of reminds me of like a 1970s Bollywood movie. I don't know
No,
why.
of course it is, but that's the
Yeah,
good thing. That's the
That's the
throwback. It's
aesthetic that
good.
he's going for, right?
Yeah.
It's
It's
smart
it,
campaigning. It's smart marketing.
if it was on the side of some truck in India hand painted, it would be great. It would look nice. Okay. Anything else on this? I mean, because I don't think we actually really went after Mamdani that hard. Everything we said was in the realm of genuine political criticism. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's like from what I recall in the coverage. I mean, it was very interesting in the lead up to the election that the campaign seemed to feel that they had to sort of deny that there was an anti-Hindu bent to their campaign, or that they had to address it. I mean, I feel like before a lot of these cases, even to get someone to the point to admit that there even is a possibility that such a thing could exist, was a very large negotiation, to say the least. So the fact that they had to sort of push back on it was interesting. But I don't think we really said much. I mean, there were a lot of other organizations and entities in the community that had a lot to say, good and bad, about him in that campaign, and we weren't really one of them.
And we've always said that the jury's out and we're gonna be watching.
Yeah.
And as we should, many of us live in New York, will live in New York, have lived in New York, or have colleagues who are in New York, and also a lot of members. So obviously, it's something that's going to be important for us. We know that in the state of New York, there have been certain policy proposals that would have harmed our community that Zoran Mamdani supported as the state legislators. What we're doing is what any advocacy group should be doing. And I'll say that, at least from a few things that I've seen on social media, seems like he's changing his tune a little bit now that it's getting close to swearing in day on at least the Jewish community and some of the extremist rhetoric that he may have participated in before, or at least let slide amongst some of his supporters. So again, we're just watching.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we do have to watch. I mean, I know Suhag, you read it. The Free Press had a really good thing about how the DSA is the challenges that they're going to face, and I'm going to put it down here that by February he gets condemned by the DSA because the realities of politics in New York, what he's going to be able to do, are going to run headlong into what the DSA would like him to do. I mean, I used to live in New York. I go there a lot. So I wish him the best. I mean, if he can pull off some of the things he wants to do, it's not a bad thing. I am not opposed to lowering public transportation costs and making it run more smoothly. It would be a great thing. I'm just highly skeptical
Yeah, I
that
don't
this
think
can
that.
actually happen.
Everything in New York seems to cost at least $35. So if you
It
can do something
does.
about that, like,
Well,
that'd be great because
I
I can't
know.
afford New York. I need more money from the big M, by the way. Can I get more of that check, that $100 million, so that I
The
can
big
have
M. Which
nice.
one? Who's the big M?
Exactly. Who is the big M now?
Well, the guy that has the same birthday as me? I think he does. Okay. And let's move on. We've got some more interesting, I don't know if you want to call this hate mail. I think it is. Raj, this is your favorite one.
Yes. Oh, okay.
No, please, people. I'm
Yes.
a happily married woman. I'm tired of
I
the
feel
love
Dear
like
notes.
that.
Suhag, dear Suhag, stop with your Hindutva at once. Your disgusting Hindutva ideas like monkey gods, the lingam and Kalima must come to an end. And how dare you insult Dr. Tushki? Her autobiography or her biography of Aurangzeb is wonderful.
Autobiography. That would be
Her
hilarious.
her biography of Aurangzeb, exactly. Maybe I don't know, reincarnation or
Maybe
something.
he
I don't
is
know.
already dead. Yeah, exactly.
I come from a family of Ulster Scottish settlers to the New World, and I am proud of the hard men like Oliver Cromwell and William of Orange who made it possible. Her biography of Aurangzeb made me realize that he's the Cromwell of South Asia, a man who made some hard decisions, parentheses, Drogheda/Deccan, end parentheses, but ultimately towards creating a better world for his people, and ultimately allowed such brilliant people as Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Edward Carson to walk the earth. It's sad that Irish Catholics have created such disgusting fascist propaganda around Cromwell and Billy, and it's sad that Hindutva, the Irish of South Asia, have done the same to Aurangzeb. And it is sad that Modi, the Valera of South Asia, is now leader of India, in which you are now using to spread his Hindutva religion. Hope that one day the values of the Puritans and the Enlightenment produced by their brilliant grand remonstrance will prevail in India and crush Hindutva with its foul human sacrifice for Kaliva in its path.
My God.
Already is at work in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. Thanks,
I
William Fitzgerald.
I'm laughing here, and this is not an act. For people to realize that we get stuff like this. And I think this is AI slop. What's the verdict on
Oh,
this?
for sure. This
Because
is not William Fitzgerald, folks. In
this is such an
case you thought
Indian.
it
This is like
was.
some Vikram, Patel or whatever the hell, from India or Pakistan, whatever. Like, it's William Fitzgerald. It's like, British McBritish face. Like, I don't like.
Well, he seems to have also channeled in some Temple of Doom because human sacrifice to Kalima. I think the last time I saw that was in
actually, it was a Saturday Night
Raiders of the
Live
Staff
Lost
skit
retreat?
Ark.
recently. No, Saturday
I
Night
know
Live
a
skit.
staff
Come on.
retreat.
Yeah,
We did
yeah.
sacrifice a human at a staff retreat. Remember?
Yes, I forgot about that one. And prior to that, Temple of Doom or Raiders of the Lost. No,
Yeah.
Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom.
Samir, we're laughing over here. What's your take on this?
Yeah, it's interesting because I kind of have to give credit to the bot, I guess, or whoever's controlling the bot, because they brought in a lot of creative ideas there, right? So, I mean, it made us laugh. So I guess you got to give them credit for that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's representative of kind of the stuff we face on the daily. While this or this bot was kind of seemed a little bit like over the top. But really, this is what we deal with, right? I mean, anything that you say positively, again, about Hinduism or Hindu identity, again, is reduced into Hindutva, supremacy, that needs to be crushed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everyone else is good. Trashki, Aurangzeb, I don't know if they had a thing, maybe back in prior lives or what, but, it's the same kind of narrative over and over again. And it is getting quite tiring, to tell you the truth. And I think now the more we're talking about this, I think I am getting angry again. So I think I better
Samir?
stop for a minute.
Okay,
Samir?
come on, man.
Stop
Do
with
you
your Hindutva at once, Samir.
Stop
Do
with
you
it.
remember, since we are on the topic of love notes, one was on social media, one came through email, but many of us a couple of years ago received love notes in the mail to our home, some of us to our home addresses, which is kind of scary, with like caricatures of hand-drawn caricatures of our face on the envelope that this individual had pulled off from our website. And again, warning us about the demonic religion that we were adherents of and calling for our conversion at this moment. It was really convincing. We lost a lot of people from staff during that time, but a lot of folks on our team got those in the mail notes, which was a little bit disconcerting. One, because it's our home addresses, but two, you never know. Like, people are unhinged. They could put anything in the mail. And so we did turn those over to law enforcement.
Yeah, I remember those. That was something.
Those are good old days.
I
Yeah,
might
the
have
good old.
mine. Maybe next time I'll bring mine just for show and tell. I've
So
saved
this
it.
is not that was so actually that Severa report wasn't the first time someone did caricatures of HAF people.
Was the Severa report?
No,
Was that the
there's
one
a.
with caricatures? Because that
What
was a different
about
one.
me here?
Yes, Severa had it. Yeah.
In a washing machine. I think that was
Oh
one
yes,
of
it
the
was.
first.
If you go back to that was 2016 during the California textbook, somebody had Mihir in a washing machine, calling it saffron washing. It was really
Yeah.
funny. I
For water
appreciated those.
storage.
They were good though. They were good.
Mihir Megani, our co-founder and one of our board of directors, he's kind of like a little guy, kind of jolly, kind of very disarming. So just to see him, in a washing
He's
machine,
like, help me.
like, pressed up against it, being saffron washed, it was kind of hilarious.
Right. I mean, we're laughing here, but we actually have some. Let's move on here to some more serious things. CNN published this article, which I'll share on the screen here.
This is CNN.
Raj, do you really want to do those voiceovers? In any case, this is dealing with a serious issue. That says racists are now openly targeting Indian Americans, which is absolutely true, and it's something I've talked about to the media, and we've talked about here, that in the past several months, it's been off the hook worse than I've ever seen it. The point I'm bringing up here is that this is by Harmeet Kaur, and interestingly, I'm going to just scroll down, see when we get to it. You get the gist of it. It's pretty good. Goes over some of the threats and things to high profile Hindu American officials. But where can I find it? If I keep going, I will get, here we go. Mr. Rakib Naik. It quotes entirely two people that frankly have done their very good job at stoking anti-Hindu sentiment. And now they're going, oh, wait, we're getting caught up in this too. Who wants to go on this? Rakib Naik and Rohit Chopra.
Yeah, I mean,
Anybody?
I can start. So I think first of all, it's good that they're writing about this. I mean, whatever they have done in the past to foment anti-Hindu hate and perpetuate stereotypes about Hindus. I'm glad that they're calling this anti-India racism out. At the same time, I think you can't call anti-India racism out without also calling out anti-Hindu rhetoric, because they're one and the same. They're very closely tied together. Not to say that all Hindus are Indian or all Indians are Hindu, of course, but a lot of the inherent anti-India hate stems from stereotypes about Hindus themselves. And so you can't really disconnect them. So what would be nice is that along with calling out the anti-India hate, if they also talk about how it is based in a lot of anti-Hindu rhetoric and specifically tie that together, because you can't say that, oh, well, Hindus are not facing anything. It's just Indians at large. I mean, what does that even mean, right? A lot of the rhetoric online, et cetera, again, talks about our demonic Hindu gods, and then we need to go back to India, right? So it conflates the ethnic immigrant hatred along with the religious hatred, right? So I think there needs to be a better recognition and more written about how they're closely connected together. So it's a step in the right direction. Bravo, Rakib and Rohit, but you got a little further to go before you can redeem yourselves.
I'll just say I had a picture of like someone playing Russian roulette and then being surprised that someone grabbed the gun from their hand and aimed it at their head. And that is what Rakib Naik and Rohit Chopra being quoted in this story is all about. The same sorts of dual loyalty tropes that they've been promoting against the Hindu community, dragging their grievances with whatever's happening in South Asia to American politics, and then complaining that now white nationalists are accusing us of dual loyalty. Please, you should have thought of that when we were telling you to shut the hell up back then. And now you have no right to complain.
I mean, the thing is I mean, it's great to have your cake and eat it too, right? So you can now you can take ownership of the issue of anti-Indian or anti-South Asian, whatever you want to call it, hate. And you can also, at the same time, make sure that it's never able to be used to justify protecting the rights of Hindus, right? If you look at through the CNN story, what are they talking about? All those examples, most of them are actually about Hindus. It's about temples. It's about all your million gods. It's like, oh, I think Matt,
Hmm?
I think I hear your echo on your.
But you may be hearing, I apologize to viewers. We're in the rainy season here in Los Angeles, and I think we're up to inch 8 of rain in the past several days. I'm sorry.
All right,
Nothing I can
yeah.
do about it unless people want to donate and I can get a soundproof studio. Sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. Anyways, yeah, it's all the examples were about Hindu things, but then they go through very kind of all these mental gymnastics and other publications to say that it's not related to anything Hindu related. And then the other thing is that there are some of their allies in India who maybe don't have their same reservations, and they are just a little bit more upfront about what they see all of this as. And they say, yes, you're getting a taste of your own medicine. There was literally an article in India that said, you're getting a taste of your own. You deserve it. You deserve it because you didn't stop with your Hindutva. You decided to go out and have Diwali celebrations. You built tall monkey god statues. You just came out and you were just Hindu nationalist. You said Bharat Mata Ki Jai in Vietnam, and that's why everyone hates you. And now you deserve it.
I thought you just said Bharat Mata Ki Jai in Vietnam.
I did too.
Yes.
Yes, that was the
that was
example.
literally
That was the example.
that was the example. It was like, oh, they were saying Bharat Mata Ki Jai in Vietnam. I mean, and I'm like,
Clearly didn't read that article that closely.
yeah, it was like, I mean, honestly, like I was just like, fuck off. Like, honestly, like who gives a
Ooh,
shit?
can you
Like,
say
you know what
that?
I mean? I
Is
don't
that
know.
going to get
Is it?
beeped out?
Maybe that'll just be like can use that as a sound effect every time one of these articles come in. I think I even said that in Slack when I shared that article, the Herald article. And so Chopra in that CNN article did have a good point. He did say a lot of them were living kind of this fantasy land, right? And actually that's something, if you ask a lot of people on the Hindu side, or a lot of the people he disagrees with and thinks are duly loyal and Hindutva fascists, they agree. They're like, yes, we were kind of sitting around being a little too proud of the fact that we were so successful in all of these great fields, and we didn't realize that, first of all, A, that yes, that makes people resentful, and B, that also means that you are not there having a voice at the table, right? That you didn't focus on advocating for your own rights. You didn't look at other communities and see, well, maybe what happened to them can happen to us. But what these people don't do, and what a lot of these Indian observers are not thinking, is all of these things that you're doing to establish a precedent against Hindus, whether it's a transnational repression bill, whether it's targeting us through a caste bill. Do you not think that those things can be weaponized against other communities down the road? Like, do you think that in America, like what you do to Indians is not going to happen to someone else? Like, of course it is. So it's like, it's not even just shooting just, the South Asian community in the foot. It's also shooting anyone who's a minority, right?
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is like, so Hindu phobia is not real. Hindutva is not Hinduism, except that in articles like that, they're saying, well, you celebrated Diwali too loud. You built too many temples. Like, okay, what are we talking about here? So Hindutva is Hinduism and Hindu phobia isn't real. So where does
Well,
that?
I mean, they say Hindutva is not Hinduism or Hindutva is Hinduism, depending on the article. They want it both ways. When it suits them, they'll say either one. We got one more thing here, and I'm going to share this. And Samir, you want to take us through this just because I know you wanted to talk about this. We've got this little tour from IAMC, Indian American Muslim Council, and a bunch of New York State Christian organizations. What we got going on here?
Yeah, so it seems like they're doing a tour of California. I know there's an event tonight in the Sacramento area in Roseville, and there are others planned throughout California. Apparently, but it's part of a larger project to talk about nationalisms. But I think they only talk about three nationalisms, right? Hindu nationalism, and which is the most recent focus of this tour, white nationalism, and then I think they talk about Zionism. All right, if I'm not mistaken. I can't see it on this flyer because the flyer is very small on my screen right now. But no mention of Islamism. Forget the fact that there were like 2 ISIS plots that were just foiled within the last couple of months in the U.S. But let's not talk about that. Okay, we're going to talk about nationalisms. Let's talk about all nationalisms, and nothing, of course, about Khalistan, which is kind of a form of extremist Sikh nationalism as well. No mention of that. But Hindutva needs to be the focus of this tour because we're such a danger to California. Apparently, obviously I'm a danger, but I'm not sure about others. So it's kind of, first of all, if you're going to talk about nationalism, let's talk about every single kind of nationalism. And let's not like play favorites or, obviously it's being sponsored by the Indian American Muslim Council. So maybe they just don't want to, talk about Islamism, or maybe they are an Islamist group. I don't know. So, but, so that's one thing. The second thing is that this, again, going back to this trend of just force feeding these issues of like foreign politics and geopolitics into trying to show how it's somehow a danger to us in America, to Americans in general, Californians specifically, in this instance. And what are the examples that they're going to give, right? Our opposition to caste bills that would have treated us inequitably and in violation of the Constitution, equal protection, and due process under the law. Oh my God, we don't have the right to oppose legislation because that means that we are nationalists, Hindu nationalists. We're celebrating Diwali. Oh my God, we're Hindu nationalists. We're trying to pass on traditions to our children. And Sean Binda from Canada, I want to give him credit, did a wonderful job of kind of articulating this issue, who is a kind of a Hindu influencer from the Caribbean, I believe, originally.
Indo-Caribbean.
He's Hindu
The
from
heritage.
yeah. And kind of multiple generations in Canada, talking about this, that anything you do to express your Hindu identity publicly now suddenly is looked at as a form of Hindu nationalism, Hindu supremacy, etc. So now what they're saying basically through this tour is that, you can't be a Hindu in the public square. If you are, that means you're a Hindu nationalist, because everything they define is that every way that we are fighting for our rights and our dignity or trying to celebrate our traditions in a public manner is now Hindu nationalism. So again, going back to the theme that we talked about in previous, recordings, you just keep your head down and be quiet, right? And that's the only way that you're going to be fine, or disassociate yourself completely from your Hindu identity.
But just the gall of a Christian and Muslim organization coming together to like, rather than look at what the problems are in their own backyards, pointing a finger at someone else. Like, let's do a little bit of self-improvement rather than pointing fingers. I found that in and of itself just so deeply offensive and the polar opposite of any sort of sense of interfaith. I mean, it's a ruse.
I mean, what's interesting about it is like, I don't think we see the advocacy we do as requiring us to tear down other traditions or to suppress the rights of other people to like express their faith, engage with law enforcement government institutions. Like today, there was a video clip that came out of a woman demonstrating how to tie hijab, at the New York Police Department. They had a community outreach program. That is a very standard nonprofit, advocacy activity. We do that stuff all the time. Are we out there saying like, no, how dare they talk about Islam at a New York, NYPD community empowerment event? No, we're not doing that. We're saying like, we also want to talk about our religion, our faith, right? Our community, and have that same right. We're not the ones out there who are going around saying that law enforcement and government agencies shouldn't cooperate with organizations because we made up a bunch of lies about them, right? Like, I don't know, like that's not really in our, whatever our mission is in terms of educating and advocating about Hindus and our, Hindu Dharma traditions, it really doesn't require organizing these little hate tours. It's going around to, being the New York, inviting the New York Council of Churches all the way to California, to discuss Hindu nationalism in India and New Jersey with the Indian American. I don't know. Like, no, we don't. I think we have better things to do.
Can you just imagine if we organized a tour that was like an anti-Islamism tour? It would be protested to a degree that they're not going to get protested.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even if people show up, it's going to be, do people get canceled anymore? I don't think they do. Not to the way they did, but it would be like that. It would be insane.
I've been canceled in the past just for actually talking about Islamism on a podcast or an event, just to kind of, and I clearly distinguish between Muslims at large and Islam versus Islamism, which is a well-recognized religio-political ideology. So, I mean, it's easy to demonize others when they say something you don't want. But, I guess we're fair game, right? I mean, anyone can say anything, whatever they want about us because they know we're not going to come after them, right? I've been in groups hearing about people that are going to attend these events from the Hindu American community, and everyone is saying, hey, be respectful, ask good questions, challenge the narratives, or in other cases, just, go in just to listen and hear what's being said, right? We want to hear what's being said about us, but nobody's saying, oh, we're going to cancel these people, we're going to protest them, etc. Right? So that's the difference. And I don't think enough people realize that in how we conduct ourselves as a community and as an organization versus how some of these other groups do.
Anybody? Are we going to leave it there? I think that's actually a pretty good final word. We good?
Can I get back to my nachos now?
You can get back to your nachos.
You'll have to reheat them, probably.
Dude, reheated nachos are not good.
Don't reheat
Not
it.
good.
Wait, what kind of cheese did you use? Did you use like the Velveeta or like?
No, just regular like shredded cheddar cheese. Yeah, no.
It's not cheese.
I know, but you think
the
Taco
cheese-
Bell is Mexican, Suhag.
Yes,
It isn't.
Okay.
Although the queso dip is good, like the Tostitos queso dip, like around Super Bowl time. Oh, that's really good. But
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a Hindutva, so should I be talking about Super Bowl and American?
I don't know, man. Stay in your lane. You got to
Just
talk about
against
cricket.
You know
Hinduism.
what? That queso.
Yeah, like there actually are additives in there, and so when you have queso, you become Hindu. You become Hindutva. As you might find yourself. Yeah, I don't know. You got to be careful. Those Hindu nationalists. You don't know what they're doing.
It's a master plan. Queso dip and butter chicken, guys. Watch out.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not safe. You're not safe.
We have
Your
devolved.
children are not safe.
Officially, we have
Okay.
devolved.
Kalima.
Yeah,
like,
but
no, I'm just kidding.
Do that again. Come on. Let's end on that. Give us a good Kalima, Raj. Can you do that?
Kalima. Like
Yeah, we all know. We all know. What is that actor's name? I can't think of it.
Om Puri.
Puri.
Is it
Amrish
Om Puri?
Puri.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
is it Om Puri or no? It's Om Puri.
Om Puri. Yeah.
Oh, was it? No, I thought it was Amrish Puri.
Wait,
No,
oh no,
no.
sorry, you're right. It is Amrish Puri.
Yeah. When it's
mixing up
someone
the
Puri,
two.
right?
Yeah.
And I have to
Okay.
admit, as much as like that stereotype bothers me, I did really enjoy the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland. So
That
But
was
you were
fun.
just there.
it was a
Did-
really
did-
good ride.
Was it really Temple of Doom? I mean, was it?
They
what
did
was-
have that. I mean, they didn't specify anything, but you could tell, right? I mean, and talking about idols and this and that and stuff like
Well, I
that.
thought the
but-
Temple of Doom was a BAPS temple. That's what the
Wow,
headlines
so
were.
there's a Hindutva ride at Disneyland?
Yes, because you know about Walt Disney, right?
What?
Also-
What? Disney?
I mean, he was
Hindutva.
clearly, yeah, exactly. He was related to Modi.
He was related to Modi. Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
actually, it was Mickey Modi.
We have official Mickey Modi. Oh my God, we have officially devolved, and I'm going to hit stop before this just gets 20 minutes of us riffing on nonsense.
Mickey Modi.
Later, everyone. We'll be back in maybe 2 weeks because next week's Thanksgiving. Our dual loyalties will be coming out, and we're all celebrating Thanksgiving then.
That's what
but
we're
with a
saying.
human sacrifice.
Okay,
Yeah,
see you
thanks
then.
to Kalima and Modi.
Yeah, thanks to Kali Mom.
Okay,
We will
bye,
never
bye.
stop it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. Okay, we're done.